Well, hey, pedal people, it's Pedal Guy here. How you doing? We're going to teach our Trio Plus some new parts, and we're going to get started right now. Well, I'd like to welcome you to our ongoing series on the Trio Plus here at the Pedal Guy. Now, if this is your first visit to our channel, make sure you subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button and ring the bell so you stay up to date with all of our videos. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow us so you can stay up to date with all of our activities. Well, the Trio Plus series has been a very popular one for the Pedal Guy channel, so I figured it would be a good time to come on back and pour a little more gasoline on the fire. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to create parts, but in a way that matches the tempo, so that when you create an initial part with a specific tempo, when you create the next part, you want to make sure that the tempos match. Otherwise, you can get something that speeds up or slows down between part transitions, and you don't want that. So it's actually a lot easier than it sounds, and there's a couple of very helpful tools to help you along with that, and we're going to go ahead and get started right now. All right, we've got our guitar plugged in, we've got our Trio Plus plugged in, and we're ready to rock and or roll. So let's get to it. Now, very quickly, if your intention is to do something like and have the Trio Plus build a part around that, it's not going to work. What I strongly urge you to do is to think about it in simplicity. Okay, think about it along those lines. So you could do this, okay, but you'd get a better result if you do. All right, so enough said about that. You can do something like, I had somebody ask about augmented chords. You can do something along those lines and that will work, okay? But just bear in mind, buyer beware as far as what you get as a result. You need to practice it out, man. That's how it works, okay? This is an instrument, and it's not like you pick up a guitar when you're 12 years old and you start rocking and rolling. It takes a while to practice and get used to it, and then you get really creative with it. That's where the magic happens, and it's with any pedal, really. So in any case, let's get to it. Enough with the philosophy. What we first want to do is we want to create a part. Now, in this case here, I want the genre and the style to be pre-selected so that I get a part that I truly want. So what I can do is go to the genre wheel and go ahead and select country, and then I can use the style knob. I can use the style knob and go right to the style 4, which has a nice side stick that I really like. Okay, and I can also make sure that the simple bass is turned on because that will create a bass part that will be based on simplicity rather than anything else. And I can always turn that off if I'm not happy with it. Now, what we're going to do is create a very basic bass line, which is going to be, okay, but it's going to be a little slower. So what you want to do is you want to count that out. And we'll arm the band part by pressing the band button, and then I'll create a part. So here we go. It's done, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's pretty much exactly what I wanted. I want to now record a loop over that, and then we'll move on to the next. You see the simple bass, I turned it off, and now I get a little variability, but I actually like it. And you're going to see exactly why here in a second. So I will turn it back on just for the time being, and then we're going to record a loop. And it's just going to be a very basic one here. And a couple ways you can do it. So one way you can do it is when the band part recycles, you can have the looper just go ahead and start recording at that part, so you can have it armed and ready to go. Another way you can do it is you could simply press the looper button and have it in record ready mode, and when it detects a note from your guitar, it starts recording. Unless you're really 100% sure about that tempo, I wouldn't do it that way. I would probably do it where I'm playing this back, and then I arm the track and go to it. So here we go. Okay, so it's a little rough, but it'll do because we're just doing this for demo purposes. What we also want to do is create an overdub here. And I'm going to use the built-in effects here on my guitar to create a nice little scratch rhythm there in the back. So let's go ahead and overdub it. Okay, so we've now got our first part created. Now we want to go to the next part. And the goal here is that we want the tempo to match the previous tempo, or the original tempo of the song. So the way we do that is, first let's turn that guitar back up. Let's bring the effect back down. Right. What we want to do is teach it apart. So what we need to do in this case here is we need to make sure that the part we're going to teach it has the same tempo as the original tempo of the song. Now, if you press part 2, you press and hold, it gives you the original tempo. Okay? At this point now, we can go ahead and hit the band button, and we can start recording that part. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's perfect. So now if we want to record our part, we're going to go ahead and do that. Record a loop here, and I will punch in for this one. So you got to be very careful though, because it's extremely sensitive. Okay, so let's mute the guitar, let's mute the mic, and let's do it. Okay, so now we've got our two parts created, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to now transition to the first part and listen to the tempo. Okay, so that is how you create parts and you pre-teach the rhythms to the Trio Plus so that you get a nice smooth transition between the different parts that you create in a song. Now, one last thing I'll mention here, because I did get some questions about this, was, okay, what about song saving? Okay, well, here's the good news. As you're creating your song in the Trio Plus, it's automatically saving those parts to wherever the song destination is. In this case, I'm using space number 2 here, okay, and that's why it's automatically recording everything there, so you don't have to worry about that. So we'll just go ahead and press that again, and now we're back to square one, and at this point we could start recording more and more parts, but we could also be here for a half an hour or so. So this is where we'll probably sign off at this point, but I want to thank you for joining us today, and if you have any further questions, make sure you sound off below, and for more information on this pedal and the other pedals that we carry, please visit us at thepedalguide.com. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and have a great day.